What's up, everyone? Quick video on fibs, specifically the overnight gap fib, just to show you that they don't work. So first thing you're going to do is grab your fib tool, just like this. I've already drawn it, but you draw from the previous day close up to today's open. And then what you're going to want to add is the negative zero point 0.5, negative 1, negative 1.5, and then negative 2. You can add these further ones if you want. Typically, the ones that are mostly at play is negative zero point 0.5 and negative 1. Just because basically how much movement we get overnight is typically going to set the tone for how much movement we're going to see during the market. And as you can see, almost at open, basically right at open, we hit this negative zero point 0.5 and rejected it a couple times, slowly fell down back through today's open, hit that gap midpoint, jumped back up and rejected that negative zero point 0.5 a couple more times, held along today's open, fell back to the gap midpoint, tried to hold it, and then eventually filled the gap. And then I added a couple other extensions on the other side, the positive extensions, the negative one or the positive 1.5, positive 2, just to show that we also held the extensions of the gap on this side too. We had a little flush for liquidity below it, but now we're rallying back up. So yeah, this is just like a super easy way to get levels for the day based off of a gap. And then actually one more thing I wanted to show, something crazy where we bounced. We removed that gap fib. Let's zoom out a bit. This was the election gap. If we draw this gap fib, look where we bounced. So like when we have a major gap like this, these extensions are still at play. Like look, this next day opened almost perfectly at the negative 1. We kind of rallied above it. And then today's pullback bounced perfectly at that negative 1.5. You can go to the 1 minute and see perfect reversal off that level. So these levels are especially good for the current day, but they're good for multiple days after too. As you can see, we like 1, 2, 3, 4 days after this gap up from the election, and we're still using these extension levels. I'm sure once we hit the negative 2, we'll see some sort of reversal. Maybe we'll see something pop up above it and then back below like this. But yeah, quick video on gap fibs and why they don't work. See ya.